I'm Eddie Burgess and I'm managing the Agricultural Catchments programme, which is funded by the Department of Agriculture, Food and the Marine. The Agricultural Catchments programme has been established to evaluate the actions and regulations that farmers have to adhere to under European regulation to achieve good water quality. And to do that, we have 6 small catchment areas located across the country, and we have a number of pieces of equipment for monitoring water quality. This morning we are at the main piece of equipment. It's our outlet, and we have a bankside analyzer which is taking a sample every 10 minutes and analysing it here on site for nitrate, phosphate, in addition to pH, turbidity, temperature, conductivity. In addition to monitoring the concentration of nutrient in the water, we're also measuring the flow or the discharge or the amount of water that leaves the catchment. And we know how much water leaves, and we know the concentration in it, and you multiply one by the other and we know how much nutrient, so how much nitrogen or how much phosphorus leaves the catchment over a given period. We could say for a year or after a particular heavy rainfall event. And this gives us an understanding of the processes involved in nutrient loss. We have found over the last 11 years that their soil type has a major influence on the nutrient that leaves the catchment. It's not the only factor. The weather also has a major impact on whether you have nitrogen or phosphorus loss, and whether it's a lot or very small. And in addition to that, the farmer practice, which is probably the least significant factor, but also has a major impact. And all 3 of those overlap with each other. And really, because we don't have the same weather everywhere and don't have the same soil type across the country, what one farmer's practice needs to be on one soil type differs greatly from what another farmer's practice needs to be on a contrasting soil type to achieve good water quality.
My name is Martin Shaughnessy. I live in Roundfort, Hallmount, County Mayo. I'm a suckler and sheep farmer. I have 18 suckler cows and 120 breeding ewes. But first of all, when they came out and they took site samples of the whole farm, they said that the lime and the pea had to be rectified. So how did I rectify these issues? First of all, as the lime was down, I put 2 tonnes to the acre of lime. I also targeted the fields with P and K that were down, with straight compounds and phosphorus and potassium. As I was down in very indexed low levels on P, I'd done a course on P build-up course, and it allowed me to spread more P. The biggest changes that started the programme, I suppose, I found out that I'm in glass for the low emission slurry, which means putting it out the trail and shoe. I suppose fields that are down in P and K and targeted them. So why these changes are important to the catchment? So water quality is a big thing around here. We have the best water quality in the 6 catchments. It's down to the farmers in the area. They're knowing where you're putting no wastage of your P and K. You're targeting the fields that need it, not overuse. So I've saved money and not wasting putting out extra P and K when I don't need it in the fields. I only put it out in the fields that want it.
What eutrophication is a growth in algae, and that algae takes dissolved oxygen out of the water, and that results in small animals that don't survive with lower oxygen levels. And water quality is assessed. There's a Q value giving on water quality based on the ecology that is living in the riverbed. And unfortunately, in recent years, that Q value has been fallen in freshwater streams across the country. Particularly the really good ones have been dropping back. On the other side of the equation, major pollution instances over a long-term trend have also been fallen, and there tends to be a movement of water quality towards the middle, and it needs to be slightly higher than that. Phosphorus is the nutrient that causes problem in freshwater. Nitrogen tends to be more of an issue when you get into salty water, into the sea, and in our estuaries where you have tidal water, it's a combination of both nitrogen and phosphorus that will impact on these oxygen levels and cause eutrophication.